We all know that at a very young age, we would constantly question the world around us. However, we never quite stopped. It seems like people are always searching for answers, whether they're a little kid asking why they can't have candy before bed, or a philosopher asking what our ultimate purpose is. Among those questioning are individuals here in the UTSA family. We wanted to see multiple perspectives on the topic of questioning, so we did some questioning of our own, with hopes of finding out what experiences others had had where they questioned just about anything. First, we spoke with Matt, a biology major at UTSA. He's a prominent member of Spectrum, UTSA's LGBT organization. His story speaks to how personal identity can evolve when we start to ask questions about ourselves.
When I was 13, I want to say 13 or 14, my parents went on my iPod one day after I got grounded, and they saw the websites I was on, and they were just like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, I really had not sat with the question myself. I didn't really think about it, and so it was a very interrogation kind of way they asked me. So I just kind of freaked out. I told them I think maybe I'm bisexual. I was a scared little kid. And then later, I did find out I was strictly into girls.
Matt is a transgender man. He came out as trans a year or two after the incident with his parents and figured that if he was a boy and he had dated girls, then he must have been a straight boy.
So people always well, now it makes a lot of sense because I'm just a guy who's straight, and it made a lot of sense.
Then he experienced something that brought his sexuality into question for the first time in years.
I was a happy little straight boy for a couple of years until one day I was dating someone and they told me, they were like, "I think I'm a guy too." And I made some joke. I was just like, "Oh, I guess now I'm gay." Well, then later I really did ask myself, well, shit, am I gay? And I started questioning my sexuality again.
Sometimes, one change in our lives can bring a question we thought we'd already answered back into the spotlight. You might have experienced something like this yourself. Maybe you didn't question your sexuality, but many of us are guilty of coming to conclusions that we later have to re-examine. You realized that a food you hated is actually a lot better than you remembered, or you found a new friend in someone you had previously disregarded.